You look at a scoreline like this, and a 3-0 loss to a top team doesn't look good. But what's the attitude within the team as far as the gap between the two teams?
Yeah, this scoreline for us isn't indicative of where we see ourselves when we look at teams like LAFC, when we face teams like LAFC. And so that's the frustrating part, right? Even this game in particular, we didn't feel like the gap was that big. They were really good in front of goal. They took their chances well. It's kind of been the story of our season in terms of not being able to finish those opportunities or be opportunistic. And as of late, we've kind of been opportunistic. And so, you have these type of games, you learn from them, and then you move on, right? We feel like we were on a good spell, and we were really confident going into this game. And, the timing of the goals, I think, really screwed us up, or screwed up the game, deflated us, and then we're chasing.
You look at the start of the season, and we've been talking a lot about how every time something could go wrong, it went wrong, and you guys got punished for every mistake. And this game kind of felt like those games before, where you make some relatively small mistakes and you get punished in the worst way possible. And I guess how do you keep yourself from feeling like, oh, here we go again? This is just like how it used to be.
Yeah, I think we didn't change a whole lot, to be honest, from when we were struggling, right? We obviously have been maybe a little bit more direct, but to be quite honest, I feel like we just felt that sooner or later the luck would kind of come our way, and so nothing changes in this moment, right? We have been building out into 3. We've been, we have Jordan obviously up top now. Like, nothing's really going to change in terms of what we have been doing, but it's just a result of a bad performance from our part, right? We weren't clever in front of goal. We weren't sharp defensively, and those games happen. Obviously, we wouldn't like those things to happen, but unfortunately, they did.
Did they take away the middle from you, and did that make it more difficult for you guys to attack them?
Yeah, I mean, definitely it was tough to play through the middle, but I felt like they took away the runs in behind. They did a good job of being a little bit lower, and chasing Jordan. We didn't get enough runs from our wide guys, I felt, and then that's when you create more space in the middle when you do those type of runs. So credit to them. They came in with a game plan here. They executed, obviously, and we needed to do a better job of adjusting, and then also trying to make space for us so we can play it through the middle.
Is there something about being more clinical in a game like this, just in terms of as a lesson learned from the start of the whistle?
Yeah, I mean, we weren't sharp, until or we weren't dynamic enough until, I would say, the second half,
right?
Or maybe 5 minutes left in the first half, right? Like, I didn't think we got into the game until 5 minutes left in the first half, maybe the first 10-15 minutes, and then really late in the game, right? It was a game of spells where we had possession of the ball, but we were doing nothing with it, and so that's where we need to be a little bit more dynamic. And a team like LAFC, if we lose the ball in tough spaces, they're running right at you, and they're punishing you.
Brian was talking about using this game as a reset button, just like how LAFC used the Columbus game as a reset. Do you think tonight's defeat could be used as that, and do you think this could be a defining game for the season compared to challenging for top 3 versus just staying above that line?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we feel like we can compete with Galaxy, Salt Lake, LAFC at the moment, but we haven't won against those teams, right? We haven't put ourselves in a position where we feel like we have gotten a result against those the top dogs in the West, and so we want to measure ourselves with teams like that, but the problem is we haven't gotten those results, and so for sure use this as a reset button. We have Leagues Cup, we got Open Cup to play for. There's still trophies to play for, and that's always the most important thing.
Cristian.
Last one in English, guys. We can switch to a couple in Spanish.
So the coaches tonight had a lot of changes in the team. Do you guys provide feedback to the coach when you see things that are not working as a player?
As a player, it's tough to I feel like intervene with decisions that coaches make. Yeah, obviously, if he asks us, we'll give him our honest opinion, but it's not like we'll stomp into the office and tell him, you need to do this, right? It's at the end of the day, it's his decision. Those decisions are made, and we have to adjust as well, as much as they have to adjust and give us tactics and whatnot. But on the field, when we see stuff, we need to figure things out, adjust, and learn from mistakes that we made in the first half.